In the beginning, God created Adam from the dust of the earth and breathed life into him, placing him in the Garden of Eden. This lush, beautiful garden was filled with trees and plants of every kind, including two central trees, the tree of life and the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. God gave Adam permission to eat freely from all the trees, except the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. To eat from this tree, God warned, would bring death. Later, seeing that Adam was alone, God created Eve, Adam's partner, from his side. Together they lived harmoniously in Eden, tending the garden and enjoying a life free from suffering and death. For 7 years, Adam and Eve thrived in the garden, innocently untroubled from sin and shame. However, a spiritual being, Satan, had become envious of the love and favor God showed Adam and Eve. Satan, resentful of humanity's special place in creation, sought to lead them astray. He sent one of his followers, the serpent, described as the craftiest of all the creatures in Eden, to approach Eve. The serpent, sly and persuasive, spoke to Eve, asking why she and Adam would not eat from all the trees in the garden. Eve explained that God had forbidden them to eat from the tree of the knowledge of good and evil, warning that they would die if they did. The serpent assured her that this was not true. "You will not surely die," he said. "Rather, when you eat it, your eyes will be opened, and you will become like God, knowing good and evil." Eve, captivated by the thought of gaining wisdom and desiring to be like God, took the fruit and ate it. She then offered some to Adam, who, although hesitant, also ate the fruit. Immediately their eyes were opened, and they became aware of their nakedness, feeling a sudden rush of shame and guilt. They quickly sewed fig leaves together to cover themselves, hiding among the trees as they heard God approaching. When God called out, asking where they were, Adam and Eve emerged, admitting their disobedience. Adam blamed Eve, saying that she had given him the fruit, and Eve in turn blamed the serpent. God then declared judgment. The serpent, now cursed above all creatures, would crawl on its belly, symbolizing the enmity between it and humanity. God spoke to Eve, saying she would experience pain in childbirth, and her desire would be for her husband, who would rule over her. To Adam, God gave the punishment of toil. He would struggle to bring forth food from the earth, which would produce thorns and thistles, marking a life of hard labor until his death. Expelled from Eden, Adam and Eve began a new, harsher life, toiling and suffering as they raised their children outside of paradise. God stationed an angel with a flaming sword at the entrance to Eden, guarding the path to the tree of life, so that they would not eat from it and live forever in their fallen state. Thus, mortality became the fate of all humanity, and the serpent's envious deceit set humanity on a path filled with hardship, sorrow, and the hope of redemption.